Hello and welcome. Today is Wednesday. It is the 3rd day of August 2016. My name is Derek, and I think this is the first ever Bitcoin chart that I've ever done. I'm going to do a couple charts, a daily and a bit more of a long-term one as well. I don't own Bitcoin, unlike gold and silver, but I do look at the price now and again, but I don't follow the charts much. I'm mainly just going to see what I notice within the chart analysis, which first is going to be volatility or the inconsistency of such. Looking at this blue 18 average band, I can see that when this was going sideways on the start during the month of May, that the band, the blue line, the top to bottom was very small on the gap in comparison to this bull market, which was a little bit bigger. Within this bull market, the interesting pattern is 1, 2, a third big one, 4 tests of this upper band, and the third one a very long test of such. And the support above the band, at the band, and above the band. So that was an interesting pattern to say the least within it. Now the blue line for its volatility got really massive when you have 2 days of the price going from over 700 to over 500, or losing 25-30%. That's increasing the volatility. But before the most recent fall, look at how this thing just shrinks up before, boom, it falls like that. So a lot of volatility within this market. What I also notice is the trend reversals that I look for. This was a beautiful bull market, as I was talking about, with the upper band being resistance and support as such. But for it to reverse, the band needs to flatten out, establish a level of support, come back to the band, and this over-qualifies, but it qualifies, of course. Large resistance within this band, and well, yesterday it broke out that support significantly, but I don't know how long it was lower than this. I haven't seen the 5-minute chart or anything like that to see the time in which it fell, but it could be a flash crash. Nonetheless, it has regained its level, and it's even in the 570-ish area as I'm doing this video, as it's much later than 2:40 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's already had its move. So now it's very hard to use this to determine where any short-term movements are going to come, because the risk for going long is that it's already been up so much, and is this a dead cat bounce? And the risk for going short is that, is this going to be your typical failed breakdown, failed move? Oftentimes a failed move can create a fast move in the opposite direction. So a lot has been going on, but it seems as if within this chart, you're probably going to get a lot of these odd days where it gets really volatile. I haven't seen the historical daily charts, and I rarely ever do look at this, so I can't talk too much about it. I can look at the last 1,800 trading days, and that's what I'm going to do in here. And I mean, just basic stuff to point out. Uptrend going sideways for the last 3 or so years. That's mainly the trend. Sort of like the gold chart that I showed yesterday. As far as the reversal is concerned, established support. Well, it hasn't broken it yet, but it also hasn't came back up to this level. It's neutral, but the band is rising and it's above it. So it's neutral with an up bias, and a decent up bias to say the least, because its preceding trend was very much a nice bull market. I think what also is worth noting is where it is on the chart here, which is very close to these highs. And it's down half its value, which means that having 6, 10, 20x gains is definitely in the picture, but losing over 50%, even 75, 80 to 100%, is also a risk that is taken when you play this as well. So if you've got your food, you've got your gold, you got your silver, you got what you need to prepare for the worst of times, and you want to speculate a little bit, by all means. It's not the greatest of shockers if this thing is still going on in 5-10 years from now, and the US currency and other fiat currencies have collapsed. But with that being said, I'd like to thank you for watching this, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.